Well, what's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to WWE RAW review, the show from October 7th, 2019. This was the Raw after the Cell debacle, where it pertains to the fallout of what happened with the Fiend Bray Wyatt. We'll get to that momentarily, but they were at uh, Bakersfield, California. Commentators, as usual, are Vic Joseph, George King Lawler, and Dio Madden. So the show opened up first with a recap of what happened on the last previous episode of Monday Night Raw, with Lana and Bobby Lashley returning, where they basically publicly humiliated Rusev. Excuse me, I was gonna say Samoa Joe. Um, and I didn't care for that. And the show opened up with a video, the opening Raw video package. Also, we get to what happened in the ring, where King Corbin and Randy Orton attacking Rusev. Rusev fights them back. Also, they show the Topatron of Bobby Lashley appearing on the Topatron. He's basically in Rusev's robe. He's in his bedroom, basically in his home. Lana shows up, and basically this whole storyline where Lana and Lashley are doing this thing to publicly humiliate Rusev even more, and I didn't care. But Rusev is in the ring, looking like he's crying. Randy Orton and King Corbin are laughing at Rusev. Rusev sees this, he goes to attack them, beats them up, and still I didn't care. We got to a last women's standing match between Lacey Evans versus Natalya, where this is going to be the culmination to end their feud. Good match, I'll say that. Not gonna say much about it other than Natalya wins. There you go. That's the end of that feud. There was stuff happened on the show here, but I didn't care to watch the show that much, anyways, folks. I was basically in and out of it. But here's thing what happened on the show though. Tyson Fury backstage with his family. Tyson Fury, who's the Gypsy King and an undefeated boxer in the world of boxing. If I recall, he has 5 kids with him and his wife. But Aleister Black was shown on Raw. The Street Profits was shown on Raw. Tyson Fury was shown on Raw, where it pertains to Braun Strowman. He wants an apology from him. And if he doesn't get an apology, he's going to get these hands from him, or whatever. Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler went against the Viking Raiders in a non-title match, where the Viking Raiders ends up going over. Aleister Black was shown again backstage. And again, I didn't see this, folks, but I'm just reading what it says here. And he gets, and Aleister Black finally shows up in the ring. He goes up against the Sin Brothers. Aleister Black wins. Braun Strowman was shown backstage. Didn't care, because I didn't watch it either. Braun Strowman was interviewed by Charles Caruso. Didn't watch. Didn't care. They showed something about Brock Lesnar destroying Kofi Kingston, which was good. Rey Mysterio Jr. showing up with Cain Velasquez. I enjoy that. Basically, what pertains to the fallout of what happened with Dominic. Cain Velasquez, I think he was on the show with Rey Mysterio Jr. if I'm mistaken. Oh yeah, actually he was. Where basically Rey Mysterio Jr. says that Cain Velasquez is the godfather to Dominic. Okay. The OC went up against the Lucha House Party. 6-on-6. The Lucha House Party wins. The OC wins. I meant to say. Excuse me. My apologies for that. I think LP did the vignettes again. With them being backstage. Whatever, be in the view, whatever. Oh yeah, we get Miz TV. Miz is in the suit. I did see this part though, where Miz is is going to be interviewing Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, who represents Becky Lynch being the Raw Women's Champion and Charlotte Flair being the SmackDown Women's Champion. I was basically in and out of it. I really didn't care for it, but also I saw the Kabuki Warriors coming out, the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. They came out and they speak in Japanese and all that, and a little bit of English, and basically a fight broke out where it ends up being a tag team match. This match I did get to see. I thought it was solid. When it pertains to the Kabuki Warriors versus Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. The Kabuki Warriors wins after agreement missed onto Becky Lynch, where Kairi Sane rolls up Becky Lynch, who couldn't see, and the Kabuki Warriors gets the win. After the match, Charlotte Flair gets in the ring to attack both of them, but she lost in that fight. Pertains to the numbers game, and all of a sudden Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross comes out for the save, and yeah, they got the one up on the Kabuki Warriors, and they'll get a rematch pretty soon. Who cares? Apollo Crews was being interviewed by Chad Caruso. I didn't pay attention to it, didn't care, but it pertains to him having a match against Ricochet. We'll get to that later. I did see the Viking Raiders though, pertains to their promos, but they want a shot at the next. They want a shot at the Raw Tag Team Championships. I meant to say, excuse me. Sarah Schreiber, she interviews Ricochet. Didn't see that interview, didn't care, but it pertains to Apollo Crews because with the whole WWE draft thing or whatever, we'll get to that. When I do a separate video of it. Ricochet versus Apollo Crews. I watched the match for a little bit, but since that I was in and out of it. Ricochet wins. WWE show a video package where it pertains to the Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Universal Champion Seth Rollins, where it pertains to the Hell in a Cell match they have in the main event. Basically, they had Seth Rollins hiding the entire time. He didn't come out there because Vince McMahon was protecting him. Because WWE are cowards, they're pussies, because they knew what they did, what was wrong there. If you didn't want the Fiend to win the Universal Championship title, then don't book the match next time. Otherwise, if you're gonna book the Fiend to be in the title match, let him win. Cowards. Tyson Fury is walking through backstage. I see the Miz in his wrestling gear. And I see myself, I wonder why he's in his wrestling gear. I'll get to that later. Because remember, during Miz TV segment, he was in his suit. Now, later on, he's in his wrestling gear. But sure enough, Jordan King Lawler is in the ring with securities, where it pertains to Tyson Fury and Braun Strowman face to face and everything. I saw the face to face in the way, but I think I was in and out of it. Basically, securities comes in to break up the fight, and there was some shitty punches from Tyson Fury and Braun Strowman to take out securities, and then they start fighting again. All of a sudden, the Superstars comes out to empty out. And the Miz was out there. That's why he was out there, because that's why he was in his wrestling suit. That's why he was in his wrestling gear, because he's got to be one of those enhancement, these WWE catering jobbers, whatever you want to call them, talents, to be out there to do a pull apart, including Cesaro, Ricochet, and blah blah blah. And that was it. That was it. And I didn't see the entirety of it. I didn't care, But there you go. Tomorrow Wrestling for WWE RAW. Six matches. Overall scoring for the show, 1 out of 10. With that being said, thank you all for watching. For Is Natural Born Driller, saying peace on the streets. This was your WWE RAW review, and it might be my last. We'll see. Take care.